You are not my husband, so you don't get to control where I go. So I called her ex-boyfriend to thank him for the screenshots that proved she was using my money to win him back. I am Garrett, 29. Been working as an accountant for the same firm for 5 years. Just got promoted to senior associate 3 months ago, which came with a decent raise. Been seeing this girl Brianna for about 6 months now. She is 26, works in real estate, claims to be super independent, but always seems to be short on cash. Here is how this whole mess started. Last Tuesday, Brianna comes over to my place all excited about some cabin trip with her college friends. She is bouncing around my kitchen talking about this amazing weekend getaway, hot tub, hiking, the whole 9 yards. Sounds fun, right? Then she hits me with it. So the cabin rental is $800 for my share. But I am a little tight this month because of that deal that fell through. She is doing that thing where she is not directly asking but obviously fishing. I know she has been stressed about money lately. Commission-based work is tough, so I offer to cover it. Really? You would do that for me? She says. And I am thinking, yeah, we are dating. This is what people do for each other. She promises she will pay me back as soon as her next commission check comes in. Fast forward to Friday night. I am helping her pack when she mentions Marcus will be there. Marcus from college, the same Marcus she dated for 2 years and still follows on Instagram. Wait, your ex is going on this trip? I ask, trying to keep my voice level. It is not like that, Garrett. We are all just friends now. It is ancient history. She is not even looking at me while she says this, just stuffing clothes into her duffel bag. I tell her maybe she should reconsider going if he is there. That is when she drops the bomb. You are not my husband, so you don't get to control where I go. I am standing there holding her phone charger, processing what she just said. 6 months of dating, sleeping over 4 nights a week, meeting each other's friends, and apparently I have no say in anything. Because we are not married. Okay, I say, but if I am just some random guy with no stake in this relationship, I want my money back. Her face goes white. What? That is so petty. I already told them I am coming. They are counting on me for my share of groceries and stuff. Then maybe your friend Marcus can cover the groceries. The argument escalates from there. She is yelling about how I am being controlling and possessive. I am trying to explain that it is not about control. It is about respect and boundaries. She keeps throwing the "you are not my husband" line at me like it is some kind of shield. Finally, I have had enough. You are right. I am not your husband. And after this conversation, I am not your boyfriend either. We are done. She stops mid-sentence, staring at me. You are breaking up with me over this. I am breaking up with you because you just made it very clear that I don't matter enough to even consider my feelings. Go on your trip, Brianna. Have fun with Marcus. She tries to backtrack then, saying she didn't mean it, that she was just frustrated. But I am done listening. I tell her to leave, and after another hour of arguing and tears, she finally does. She leaves for the trip Saturday morning to some mountain resort about 3 hours north of here. I keep expecting her to call or text asking to talk, but there is nothing. Radio silence. Part of me wonders if she is actually taking the breakup seriously, but I suspect she thinks I am just having a tantrum and will get over it by the time she comes back. The audacity of it all is breathtaking. We are broken up, but she is still going on the trip I paid for with her ex-boyfriend. I am sitting at home wondering if I made the right choice when I realize she probably thinks this is all just drama that will blow over once she gets back and apologizes. Sunday night, Brianna calls me from the cabin. I almost don't answer, but curiosity gets the better of me, having such a great time. I wish things were different between us, she says. And she sounds different. Happy in a way I haven't heard in months. How is Marcus? I ask. Fine. We barely talked. Listen, can I call you back? We are about to start a movie. She hangs up before I can respond, and I realize she is still playing games. We are broken up, but she is calling me from her romantic getaway to make sure I am still on the hook. That is when I start digging. I remember meeting Jake at a party a few months back. He was dating Emma, one of Brianna's college friends. I find his number and text him asking if he wants to grab a beer. We meet up Monday night, and after a couple drinks, I ask him about the trip. I feel bad for you, Jake says. Emma's been texting me from the cabin about how weird this whole situation is. Yeah. I figured it would be awkward with Marcus there. That is actually what we broke up over. Wait, that is not the weird part. The weird part is what kind of place Brianna booked for this friends trip. I lean forward. What do you mean? Emma helped her research cabins online a few weeks ago. Brianna was being super picky about finding the perfect place with the right romantic atmosphere. Emma thought it was for you two until she realized Brianna was planning to invite Marcus instead. My blood runs cold. She was planning this with Marcus from the beginning. Yeah, that is what Emma said. When Emma asked about bringing me along to make it couples, Brianna said she already had the couples part figured out. Emma thought she meant you, but now, Jake pulls out his phone and shows me screenshots Emma sent him. Emma took these when Brianna was showing her the booking confirmation. Look at this place. It is called Romantic Mountain Couples Retreat. 2 luxury suites with private jacuzzis, rose petal turn-down service, couples massage packages, the whole romantic deal. She told me it was just a regular cabin rental. I say quietly, "Dude, this place is literally designed for romantic getaways," Emma said when she asked why Brianna picked such an expensive romantic place for friends. Brianna just said she wanted somewhere special, and that money wasn't an issue because her boyfriend was helping out. With my money, I realize. And here is the thing that is really messing with Emma's head. Brianna claimed the master suite with Marcus immediately, told Emma and her roommate Sophie they could share the other room. Sophie came instead of me because I had that work deadline. So she planned this as a romantic. That is what Emma thinks. She said the whole weekend. Brianna's been acting like she and Marcus are getting back together. Emma feels like she is watching your money. Finance Brianna's romantic reunion with her ex. The manipulation runs so much deeper than I thought. This wasn't a spontaneous decision or moment of weakness. She planned this reunion with Marcus for weeks, used my money to pay for it, and lied to me about everything. That is when I decided to reach out to Marcus directly. I needed to know the truth about what was happening up there. "Hey man, hope you are having a good time at the cabin." His response came back in 20 minutes. Update 1. Sorry for the delay, guys. Had to work late every night this week, closing month end. Barely had time to think about this mess, let alone write about it. Marcus's response wasn't what I expected. Not even close. "Bro, I had no idea you existed until Emma mentioned Brianna's ex-boyfriend today." I stared at my phone. How does her ex not know about me after 6 months of dating? I messaged him back explaining who I was, and that I would pay for her share of the trip. Dude, she told me she was single, said she was ready to start dating again after focusing on work. And she paid for my share too, said it was her treat since she organized everything. My stomach dropped. She used my $800 to pay for her ex-boyfriend's romantic getaway. "Marcus, I need to ask you something. Did anything happen between you two?" "Nothing physical, but she has been pretty clear about wanting to get back together. Keeps talking about how she missed what we had, how she had learned from her mistakes." I told her I needed time to think about it since I just got out of a relationship 2 weeks ago. Then he sent me something that made everything crystal clear. Screenshots of their conversations going back months, way before this trip was even planned. Marcus told me he had kept them because Brianna's messages seemed off somehow, like she was testing the waters while claiming to be focused on work. The conversations showed a calculated campaign to win him back. She had been reaching out since his last relationship ended, asking about his dating life, suggesting they meet up for coffee. The cabin trip was just the culmination of months of groundwork. In the messages, she talked about missing him and wanting to see if they still had chemistry. She told him she had been seeing someone casually, but it wasn't serious. Just someone who was helping her get back on her feet financially while she figured out what she really wanted. There it was in black and white. I was her financial safety net while she pursued the love of her life. Marcus forwarded me their entire conversation history, hours of planning the trip, her talking about how she had chosen a place with a romantic vibe, specifically because it reminded her of places they used to go together. The worst message: "Garrett is sweet, but he is not you. He is stable and safe, which I needed after we broke up, but I never stopped loving you." This weekend is about us. I was reading text messages where my girlfriend was calling me a placeholder while using my money to finance her romantic reunion. When Brianna called me that night, I could barely speak. "Hey babe, what are you up to?" "Just reading some interesting messages from Marcus." The silence that followed told me everything. "Garrett, I can explain." "Explain what?" "That you used my money to pay for your ex-boyfriend's romantic retreat while telling him I was just financial stability." She started crying, saying she was confused, that it was just nostalgia, that nothing had happened. Seen the messages. I knew exactly what this was about. "You used my money to finance a romantic reunion with your ex-boyfriend," I told her. "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it like, Brianna?" "Because I have screenshots of you telling Marcus that you never stopped loving him, and that I was just a safety net." More tears, more apologies, more excuses about being confused, but I was done listening. "Come over tomorrow night," I told her. "Bring your checkbook. Tomorrow night is going to be interesting." She is coming over to explain, and I am armed with every text message she sent to her ex about how I am just a financial safety net. I wonder if she is planning to ask for more money. Wi-Fi was down all weekend. Finally got it fixed. Brianna showed up Thursday night with flowers and takeout from my favorite Thai place. Acting like this was just another rough patch we could smooth over. "I brought pad Thai," she said, setting the bag on my counter like nothing had happened. I pulled out my phone and started reading her messages to Marcus word for word. The part about me being financial stability. The part about never stopping loving Marcus. The part about this weekend being about them. She got paler with each message. "How did you get those?" "Marcus sent them to me." Turns out he has more integrity than my ex-girlfriend. That is when she tried to turn it around. "You went behind my back to talk to my ex. That is such a violation of trust." I actually laughed. "I violated your trust. You used my money to finance a romantic reunion with your ex-boyfriend, after telling me I had no say in your decisions, because I am not your husband." "It wasn't romantic. You booked a couple's retreat, Brianna. You paid for his share with my money and told him you wanted to get back together." She sat down and put her head in her hands. I was confused for months. "Because according to these messages, you have been planning this since his last relationship ended." She tried to explain that when Marcus broke up with her in college, she was devastated. When she met me, I was stable and kind, and she thought that is what she needed. But when she had the chance to see Marcus again, all the old feelings came back. "So you decided to use my money to explore those feelings." "I thought if it didn't work out with Marcus, maybe I could figure out how to be happy with you." The casual cruelty of that statement hit me like a truck. She had been using my money to audition her ex-boyfriend for the role of boyfriend. "I will pay you back," she said through tears. "When you are 3 months behind on rent, your car payment is late, and your last commission check was $400. That is when she said something that revealed just how deep the manipulation went. "I thought you cared about me enough to help me figure things out. Help you figure out whether you wanted to be with me or your ex, using my money as the down payment." Just kept apologizing and saying she never meant for it to happen this way. I told her she had 30 days to pay me back, or I was filing in small claims court. She got angry then. "You would really sue me over this? I thought you loved me." "I thought you loved me too. But apparently I was just funding your relationship decisions." She grabbed the Thai food on her way out. "I paid for this." "With what money?" I called after her. The next morning, Emma called me directly. She had talked to Marcus and Jake and wanted to apologize for her part in enabling the situation. She told me more details about the trip that made everything even worse. Brianna had specifically requested the romantic couples package when booking the cabin. She had talked constantly about Marcus during the trip, asking Emma if she thought they still had chemistry. She would also made several comments about how I was too clingy and didn't understand her need for independence. Emma said she had felt uncomfortable the entire weekend, because it was obvious Brianna was treating it like a romantic reunion rather than a friend getaway. When Marcus shot down her advances, Brianna had spent Sunday sulking and complaining about how men never appreciated what they had. The friend group was splitting over the situation. Emma and Jake were firmly on my side, disgusted by Brianna's behavior. A few others were taking the "it is complicated" approach, but most people were horrified when they learned she had used my money to finance the whole thing. Sunday night, I get a text from Brianna. "Can we please talk? I am ready to be honest about everything, but I am done talking. I am done being her safety net while she shops around for someone better." Monday morning, I file the paperwork for small claims court. $800 plus filing fees. The court date is set for 3 weeks from now, but something tells me this isn't over yet. Final update: court was last Friday. Brought all the screenshots, bank records, and witness statements from the friend group. Brianna showed up with her mom, and no lawyer. Judge took one look at the evidence and ruled in my favor. Full amount plus filing fees. Brianna has 30 days to pay or her wages get garnished. But the real ending happened before we even got to court. 2 weeks ago, Brianna started a campaign to get back into everyone's good graces, posting long Instagram stories about learning from mistakes and growing as a person. She tried to paint me as the villain who couldn't forgive someone for being confused about their feelings. It backfired spectacularly. Emma posted her own story with all the screenshots about the cabin being a couple's retreat. Sophie chimed in about the sleeping arrangements manipulation. Even people I don't know started commenting about how messed up it was to use someone's money to chase an ex. Marcus posted a simple story: "Don't lie to people about being single. Don't use other people's money for your romantic pursuits. Basic human decency." Brianna's reputation in our social circle is done. The real estate office she works for apparently got wind of the story. Small town, word travels fast. Her boss called her in for a meeting about professional conduct expectations. Jake told me they are not inviting her to group events anymore. Too much drama. And everyone feels bad for you. Last week, Brianna called me crying. "I lost everything. My friends, my job prospects, even my family is disappointed in me. Are you happy now?" "I am not happy you lost your friends. I am just glad I found out who you really were before I wasted more time and money." I said I was sorry. "You said you were sorry you got caught. There is a difference." She tried one last manipulation. "I really did love you, you know. More than Marcus. If that is how you treat people you love, I am glad we are done." She hung up on me. Yesterday I got the money, full amount via cashier's check, probably borrowed from her parents based on the bank name. I am doing good, really good. Learned to trust my gut when something feels off. Started dating again. Being upfront about the baggage. Most women are horrified by the story and impressed that I stood up for myself. Got a promotion at work partly because I handled the whole situation so professionally. Turns out documenting everything and following proper procedures is exactly what you want in a senior accountant. Marcus and I grab beers sometimes. Weird friendship origin story. But he is a solid dude. We both dodged a bullet. As for Brianna, last I heard she is working at a different real estate office across town and dating some guy from her yoga class. Hope she learned something, but that is not my problem anymore. Never finance someone else's romantic decisions. Trust your gut. Document everything. And sometimes the best revenge is just letting someone face the natural consequences of their actions. Peace out.